Hello, I am Renee Varnador, and this is Soul Portal Journeys. Welcome. We are in the middle of a Venus retrograde inside, yes, you guessed it, the eclipse portal. So the eclipse portals usually last 2 weeks before the eclipse and 2 weeks after the last in the pairing, sometimes three eclipses. So we've got a eclipse coming up that I can't wait to tell you about, and why Venus being in the middle of this eclipse cycle just adds extra power to Venus. And so I'm thinking of this eclipse not as the Virgo lunar eclipse, but as the Venus. The power of Venus is on full display, and we can release many Venus themes as well as themes in the sign. So if you want to release some old stuff that's kind of hard to get rid of, watch the rest of this video. Here we go. I'm going to page 2, and here's the chart. So here are the signs. Here are this little ring here is the planets, and this one is Venus. Woohoo! She started her retrograde period at 10 degrees of Aries, and now she's already down to 7 degrees. Took her a while to get started because planets always stay for a long time on their retrograde point, where she's just now stepping away from her conjunction with the star Aldebaran, which is helping us understand creative visualization so that we can create from our own within our own heart. So what makes an eclipse? Okay, here's the sun. Oh, look, the moon is way over here. That means that we are in a full moon lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipses happen during the full moons, the solar eclipses happen during the new moons, and we've got a new moon solar eclipse coming up on the 29th of March. So you know I'm going to be doing a video for that one too. But here we got 23 degrees of Virgo. So this is like the Virgo. So one of the things that people always want to release when they're in the sign of Virgo is perfectionism. People, we do not, I need to learn this too. We do not need to have it perfect. If I make a mistake in this video, I'm posting it anyway. Whatever it is that you won't do or are taking too long to do because it's not going to be perfect, go ahead and put it out there. It's just never going to be in the ideal vision, but it can come into this planet, especially at this powerful, powerful time with all of these cosmic forces in our favor. Eclipses are famous for being able to release, especially lunar eclipses. Full moons, we usually release dualities in the full moon. So we've got our humanness, our trying to manifest stuff in the 3D world, and we've got our sun opposite it in its opposite, which is the bliss and the creation and the unity that we feel from inside of ourselves, and we connect to the rest of the universe. We realize, hey, it's not just all about me. Yahoo, figured that one out finally. So we've got that going on, the blissfulness and the unity and the fluidness of Pisces confronting the Virgo that's always trying to get those glimpses down into a YouTube presentation or a teaching. Okay, so we've got the sun, and oh, there's something here. It's the star Markab, and then there's Saturn. So both the sun and Saturn are conjunct. The star Markab, see this little star thing? I'm going to start using little star things as pointers to what I'm like going, you guys, we got to talk about this. Because so yeah, there's a whole slide on this. But first I'm going to explain the eclipse. Boom, boom. Thank you, AccuWeather, because they had times in the United States. A lot of things I was seeing was Greenwich Mean Time. And for people in Europe and Australia and all that, this eclipse is happening on the March 14th. But for people in the United States, in Canada, in Mexico, this is happening. We all get a better view if we're up that late. And this is happening in our hemisphere on March 13th. So, what happens? Okay, we've got the sun and we've got the moon. Remember, they're opposites. Virgo, Pisces opposite each other in the chart. Okay, so usually it goes along to be a full moon. But here we've got the earth in the middle of the sun and the moon. So, that's interesting. When the nodes of the moon are, we know that the moon nodes that tell us about our purpose and help us figure out what it is we're supposed to be releasing, that is happening within 5 degrees of, let me take you back for a second here. Let me explain this. So you see, this is the north node right there, really close, really close degrees, 4 degrees between the sun and the north node. Okay. And it's conjunct Neptune right now too. So we get to experience some illusion and delusion. So we want to kind of wait if we get a really brilliant idea to see how brilliant it really is. Because Neptune can make us feel like we've got all the time in the world and we can do all this stuff. And really, we need to rest sometimes. So here's the south node, which helps us release, which is why I was talking about perfectionism and releasing all the Virgo stuff with the south node. That helps us release. But then what is our vision? Look at all of the players that we have helping us with our vision. The north node, Neptune, Saturn. Saturn's is like the structure that's helping us come into our visions. Like, oh, I have this wild vision. Where am I going to do it? Oh, I'm going to do it on, I'm going to create my vision on YouTube and Patreon. That's where I'm going to teach from now on. Okay. Forget public school teaching. I did that before. I released that puppy. Took a long time. Now my releases are faster because I know how much better my life is when I release stuff that no longer serves me. So, yeah, I'm kinda old, so I got that. If you guys haven't figured that one out yet, this is your chance to step up and release. Powerful time to reevaluate our values. Venus is all about values, and she's also about relationships, and she's about money. So how don't oh, wait, you're saying, "I don't wanna release my money. I don't wanna get out of my wonderful relationships." Well, that's why you reevaluate and think about your values and you decide, "Okay, do I wanna continue, focusing on the US dollar as my major currency?" That's a question. That doesn't mean you're losing your money, you can put it somewhere else, right? And do I want to create a new reality for myself? Do I want to create relationships with people that are amazing that we can get in private groups with and all share amazing insights that we're all having from deep within our heart? Yeah, you betcha I do. So that's what the vision I'm creating during this time. But that's because I'm valuing intimacy much more at this time, and you might be too. Not just like putting out, oh yeah, Venus is about money and relationships, blah, 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 but getting deeper into the heart of us, the soul level of what we've been living. So let me go back to the eclipse, and you can see that this is where we're going to be able to visibly see. So it's in our hemisphere. There's just a little bit of South America that doesn't really get to see as much. Little bit of Greenland doesn't get to see as much. But a lot of the people that I serve are in this continent here, Mexico, Canada, United States. My Spanish isn't good enough to be here. But anyway, we've got um, a lot of times when the moon is in this kind of eclipse pattern, we'll see it if we go outside and it's not too cloudy. We'll see the moon blood red or dark deep orange. And this is a Getty image of um, one of these kinds of total lunar eclipses. So this is penumbra. This is like, okay, it's getting ready the penumbra getting ready. Okay, so the um certain parts of the earth, this is the part of the earth that's getting the umbra, and this is the preumbra. So people are going to see partial over here. But right here, for me, the maximum eclipse is happening at midnight for people in Playas de Rosarito or Los Angeles or San Diego or Seattle or Portland. So there's a lot of West Coast people. Baja California, Mexico gets it. Um, Vancouver gets it around this time. So figure out, you can look up online what your time zone is. So I'm going to show you this amazing conjunction. We've got um, the sun conjunct that star I was talking about, Markab, in Pegasus. So this is Markab. It's the alpha star of Pegasus, which just means it's the brightest. Some people say that it's Ali. This one right here is the brightest, but so they're both really pretty bright. So this one is, you know, some people call it the king of Pegasus. But we've got Neptune on Sheet right now, and Venus started her retrograde on Algebin, and she's still kind of sort of on that degree, just barely. She's leaving it. But Mercury, yep, it's Mercury now heading into really strong conjunction with Algebin during the eclipse. So, in a couple of, yeah. So this is all really exciting. All of these eclipse stars are creating the great Pegasus square. This is the body of the horse. This is the nose of the horse. And these are its our legs. And it's Pegasus is the winged horse in Greek mythology. And so this is perfect for eclipse portal stars like, yeah, if you really want to release the ties that bind you, okay, as Andromeda was tied to a rock by her family to save the rest of whatever. So she was her own hero. She saved herself from her own fears, and she went off and said, okay, I'm not going to listen to I'm not going to be bound by what came before because we're in new times now. So she let go of a lot of old beliefs already. And what happened was she gets on the winged horse Pegasus and begins to soar free. And each one of us can do that, can soar free. All we need to do is tap in from within, because a lot of external chaos is going on without and externally. When we want to go within to create something new, if we want a better world, we're going to create it from within our own hearts. So that's what's happening, and this amazing group of stars is helping us because squares are manifesting. So whatever you want to release, okay, take it into the manifesting square of Pegasus, okay, and create from within your own heart. If you don't know how to do that, I'm welcoming you into my private groups where we learn how to do that, where we learn how to open into our own heart. So, what is that? Well, there's Soul Portal Journeys community is now in Patreon. And there's a free version of it with all these videos, Soul Portal Journeys community. And then there's a special private group where people get together live on Zoom and share. And it's called Intuitives. Our first meeting of Intuitives is March 17th, 2025 at noon Pacific Daylight Time. We just changed time, so check your time before. If you usually know what noon Pacific Standard Time is, this is noon Pacific Daylight Time, so check your time zone. Well, all of these anchors, like I'm a galactic anchor, right? All of these anchors are pointing to what we're going to be going into the deep meditation within our heart and finding within our own heart the harmony that Venus is. Venus and Earth are have orbital resonance, which is why we always think of Venus as bringing harmony into our lives. So harmony, we're going to find that center point. I could use some harmony. Um, I think a lot of us could use some harmony because sometimes I will somebody will say something and I'll go into fear. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Social Security? What? What do you mean Medicare? What? So, whatever it is, what do you mean egg price? So we're looking at finding the harmony when you realize you went into fear. People want us to be in fear. How do you resist? You stay out of fear. Yeah. So going into harmony, finding your harmony within your own heart. Some of the reasons to join this, besides that we're going to have this great meditation in the middle of this intuitives group that is not expensive. It's an angel number 1111, $11.11 a month. So it's not expensive. You have no excuse not to jump in with us. We're going to step out of stuckness and confusion, access all of who we truly are, soar free of old patterns, just like Andromeda did, getting on that flying horse so that she can soar and open up into her full potential. All of us can do that. So we can feel the joy of co-creating our destiny, our personal destiny, and the destiny for people on this planet at this time of Venus retrograde and eclipses. Time to connect with our heart, open it up, and see what we are together creating that works for a world that works for all of us. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to have links to the Patreon group below so that you can check it out if you're interested. Make a comment here, subscribe to this YouTube video. Love and blessings, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful eclipse portal on the 13th of March. Bye-bye.